Okay, so we had to move under the archway here because it's raining today. And so now Christina is making the color that she wants for the, she's going to show the archway. She's going to be looking out from the archway across the glass. And so she's mixing kind of a beige color using the yellow ochre, and she's using the blue, a little bit more blue, and they're a little bit opposite. So when you use complementary colors, it has the advantage of toning down a color to make it more neutral. So she's going to get her kind of neutral color going here and paint. Also, the wind has come up a tad, so we'll work as long as we can and then continue on the next day. And here she is filling in the archway. And she's continuing to keep her edges covered so that when she's done with the painting, it's ready to exhibit once you put the wire, the D-rings and the wire on it. Now Jess is adding more light values to the light areas and more dark values to the dark areas of the archway, so that the contrast, the value difference, will show up better. Okay, and so she is ready and going to start again next week on Tuesday, and we'll finish doing the plein air painting. Today Jessica is going to have a little bit different light and shade because it is not raining, although the interior looks fairly similar to the lights and dark she has on her canvas now. And she's going to start painting in the trees and grass. I found a piece of bark, and Christina is going to use some different colors to create this color of bark. We're going to try and stay away from black, although we may cheat and use a little, just because the Impressionist painters did not use black. So she's going to use some of her brown, some of her golden ochre, and she's going to add some of the lightest blue, kind of the cerulean blue, and she's going to add a lot of white. Now to darken it, she's going to try some of the purple in there. And let's see. Might need 2 scoops of that, Christina, calling you your twin's name. I'm going to have her put half her brush into the gold and then the yellow-green on the other half, and then start those upward strokes again so that they show up just a little bit more. There we go. Yes, excellent. So Christina has done the yellow ochre combined with her yellow green in the foreground, and now she's going to shift to a little bit bluer as she continues until she gets to the shadows, and then she will make those even more contrasty. Christina's going to move some of the kind of magenta red into her green. Remember, that's a complement, and that will make it a more believable shadow. And taking that new green that she has mixed with a little bit of the magenta in it, so it was a blue-green mixed with some of the magenta red. The more bluish red. She is going to now load her brush with half of the green and half of the darker color and start shadowing the area under the larger tree. And she's going to touch down into the area that she previously painted to kind of blend it up in there. And she can even go back in and pick up some of that paint and periodically put it under the tree as well. It's okay to leave the music on. When I'm videotaping, she keeps turning it off for y'all so you don't have to conflict with the music in case you don't like country western. But you can see her shadow is really working well. Okay, Christina is, I'm asking her to reload her brush with that first yellow-green. And then I also, this time I'm asking her to put a little white on the end. Just a little on the corner, on the far corner. There you go, now. And then you may have to put a little bit more of the green back in the middle. If you can get it on there. Yeah. Okay. And then the sun has come out, and so we're seeing a little bit of white reflecting off of the grass in the foreground. So she's going to add a little bit of short streaking in there with some of the white showing as well. She's also, I'm going to have her take up one of her brushes that's clean, one of your bigger brushes that's clean, and the big one, the biggest, yeah. And then gently pull up on those white dots. And so remember how we did the dry brush at the beginning of the semester when we were doing scumbling? We're doing a little scumbling in her foreground, using her dry brush to pull some of those browns in the scumbling. Okay, Jess, what happened just now?
The wind blew over my palette.
Oh man, I'm glad it was pretty thick paint and you didn't lose too much. Your grasses are coming along nicely. Your shadow is looking strong and a good contrast with the other grass. Okay, so Christina is doing more of her grass, kind of going back in. The shadow got a little bit less intense, making it intense. Mix some of the green with the purple this time to make a really nice dark shadow, but yet letting some of the grasses show through. Okay, nice job, Christina, on your bush. And she's going to add some highlights in there for the leaves that are in this bush over here. And she's got the dark background. I'm going to add the lighter areas where the sunlight's hitting the leaves. So Christina's going to add a few more darks back into there now that she's got her highlights in to show that the vegetation is overall darker on that bush. And okay, the building is coming along behind the branches and the bush. Okay, Christina has mixed white and blue and black to make a light gray, and now she's going to paint the pavement from the street as it goes along there at the top edge of the grass. Christina she's put the roadway in, and now she's going to paint the grass on the other side of the roadway there. And she's going to make it a little bit of a duller green, so she's added a little bit of a reddish orange, cadmium red into it to, oh, the cadmium, hon. The cadmium's the orange.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Cadmium. Yeah, I know, right? Read my brain. To kind of dull it just a little bit, you add the complement, and then she'll be putting that above the highway line there, the road. Okay, and Christina's adding a little bit of a shadow there under the eaves. She's mixed some of the blue with her color for the church building and filling that in to create a shadow under the eaves. Oh, nice job, Christina, on the church and the steeple and getting the trunks of the trees in, the thin trees that are in the highway, the Sales Boulevard there. And then she's going to start next doing some whitish clouds, some white with some pastel colors mixed in on the horizon, a little bit like we have here with the blue above that gets darker as you go up. Has filled in the sky, and now she's going to work on her leaves. She's going to work on the leaves in the background, then the middle ground, and then the foreground. So, Jessica's mixing some more colors. She has her sky in with it lighter at the bottom and darker at the top. And now she's going to start with the trees in the background, then go to the middle ground, and then go to the foreground. Okay, she has her background and middle ground. Right now she's finishing up the leaves of her middle ground, and then she will do her leaves in the foreground and almost round it out and being done.
Leaves, no.
Just leaves, and if we have to, we'll put some branches back in. Oops, sorry. What did I do here? Okay, here we go.
Right here.
Okay, she's got some lights and some darks in her leaves, and just about done. She'll be signing it before we know it, and also hopefully before the sun gets on her again so she doesn't get sunburned. Jess is adding a few shadows to make her architectural features stand out and to give more dimension to her whole painting. And she's just about to finish up a few edges, and then she'll be signing her plein air painting today. Thankfully, we got great weather today too. Made her paint watery so that it's easier to write with, and put her name on the bottom right corner of her painting. Be sure you sign your paintings.